welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. I appreciate your support. Today is my weekly whip and chat, and what that is a work in progress. I am going to be working on a diamond painting, and this one, if you have been following my channel, you have seen this one in the past. This is from Diamond Art Club. It is a 56 by 71 centimeter. And it is by Ann Stokes. I did this one for the Stokes in September event, and now I am just trying to get this finished either in November or early part of December. And this is called Crystal Ball, and this is what it looks like. It is very dark in here today. It's been raining really hard all day, and just a very, very nasty day. I am not doing my intro that I've been trying to do, and that was part of my new goals, but I am just so tired today, and I just do not even feel like going and having to do my hair and do my makeup and all that fun stuff. Right now, my hair looks really, really scary because it is sticking straight up because I haven't washed it today. I am just, I don't know why I'm so tired. I don't know if it's because I have been staying up late, getting 2 or 3 hours of sleep here and there by helping my daughter with the baby. I have really enjoyed it, loved every minute of it, but today, Saturday, I am just wiped out. We are even going to eat at home. My husband's grilling out, and he is going to go pick up some side dishes from a restaurant that we like, just because I am just too tired to even think about having to cook. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and let me know how you guys are doing in the comments. I would really know I really enjoy interacting with you guys, and want to make sure that everyone is okay and that you are enjoying the video. Okay, I think I have everything ready. I am ready to get started. I do have some drills already poured into my white tray. I need to see if I have any more of this color. I worked on this just a little bit this morning before I decided to start recording, and I did not get as far as I had wanted. And then I thought, well, that's fine. I will just go ahead and I can continue working on this section with you guys. If I happen to finish this section with you, I can always open another one. I don't think I'm going to get it finished, to be honest, but I might. We'll see. I don't have very much of this color left at all. I just noticed that. I hope I don't run out. I may have another bag in my project bag. I'll have to look at that and see, but I don't think so. I thought I put all of these in my containers. I have like 2.5 sections left of this to go. I would love to have this finished by the end of the month, but if I don't, that is fine too. I would like to have a couple of finishes for the month. How are you guys? Please let me know in the comments how you're doing. What are you working on? Are you getting ready for the holidays? It's hard to believe that we are close to Thanksgiving, and then of course Christmas. I can't get over how fast that this year has gone by. I know for my family and I, we've had so much going on this entire year that I'm not surprised that it's gone by as fast as it has. But I am trying to decide what we're going to do for Christmas, what I'm going to get everybody. I like to do my Christmas shopping early, and right now I don't know. I don't have a clue. It has been a very, very busy 3 weeks for us. My oldest daughter, if you haven't been following my channel, my oldest daughter had her first baby, our first grandbaby, and our grandbaby was 3 weeks old this past Wednesday, which is hard to believe too. Seems like that she just had her, but she is doing very, very well. My daughter is doing well. She is bouncing back really quickly from being pregnant, or at least it seems that way to me. She may think that she's not, but she's already almost down to the weight that she was before she had the baby. And her color is back. She looks really good. She has lost all the swelling in her legs that she had so bad. She's able to bend down and get down on the floor and get back up. And I'm thinking, I am really impressed, because I couldn't do that for a while after I had both of my kids. So I thought that was really cool. She's able to put her wedding ring back on. She was a little upset when she couldn't wear it because her fingers had swollen up so bad that she couldn't get her wedding ring on. And so it was off for a little while. And so now she is excited that she can put her wedding ring and her engagement ring back on. So that was, good for her. She's starting to be able to wear some of her clothes again. And the baby is doing very well. She is gaining weight. She loves her bottles. She loves to eat. She's also nursing, and she nurses and she takes a bottle too, which is nice, because that way when I am helping Madison and her husband, I'm able to feed her, and I don't have to wake up Madison or make, her stop whatever she's doing and to feed her. So that's been really nice. She doesn't have a problem with her bottles at all. And she is starting to sleep a little bit longer. The first 2 weeks, it was like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then she would wake up. She would want a bottle, or, want to be cuddled, or whatever it was. And then she would go back to sleep slowly. But this past week, she's actually slept for 3 hours at a time. And a couple of times Madison had to wake her up from a really nice deep sleep because she hadn't eaten in 3 hours. And she was told not to let her go past 3 hours of eating. So she would usually eat and then she would go back to sleep. She does have a specific time at night for several hours where she is a little fussy. She doesn't know what she wants, and that goes almost until midnight. And then after that, she sleeps for about 3 or 4 hours. So that's been nice. They're starting to get a little bit more extra sleep. Still, the sleep's not there, but for those of you that have had babies or you've been around babies, you know what that means, that it's perfectly normal not to get any sleep. And I have been over there. I spent a couple of nights over. Let's see, when was it? Monday and Tuesday. I did not spend Wednesday night over there because I had to be at work very early on Thursday. But I did spend Thursday night over and helped out. And she did really well on Thursday night. It seemed to go a lot smoother than it had the other 2 nights, to where we could easily get her back down. And Madison even had time to clean up her apartment, take a nice long bath that she, well deserved. And her husband did work. We did have a couple of other things going on that I helped with them. And then she had a doctor's appointment, which that went well too. And let's see, what else about her? I did keep her on Friday for a few hours so they could go and catch a matinee at the theater. There was a movie that had been on for a while that they wanted to see, and it was about to leave Atlanta, so they wanted to see it. And they even invited Paige. I thought that was really sweet. It was an anime. Paige loves animes. And so they invited Paige to see if she wanted to go with them. And Paige said, no, I think it's more gory, and it has some inappropriate scenes in it, and I don't want to go. And I'm like, well, they said you're welcome to go, so if you want to go, you can. And then she said she didn't. So I said, well, I'm going to go, and I'm going to take care of Claire while they go to the movies. And then I'm going to go home. I'm not going to spend the night Friday night. So I did go over there and kept her, she was up for a while, and then she was starting to get really fussy after I gave her a bottle. And I put her to sleep. And one thing that I have really got to figure out is that, and I know I did this with my kids, where you swaddle them, but I could not remember for the life of me how to swaddle. I wasn't very good at swaddling when I had my kids, but Madison has a couple of these where it's a swaddle, but it has Velcro, so you don't have to try to do it yourself with blankets, kids' blankets. But I thought, oh, how hard could this be? Well, it was raining, so it was very dark in the apartment. I didn't want to turn the light on to wake the baby up. And then also, they have darkening curtains in their bedroom, which is where the bassinet was. And so I thought, okay, I can do this, not a problem. I can do this in the dark. So I fixed her little swaddle in her bassinet, and then I was going to put her in it. Well, I couldn't see. I think I had the swaddle inside out. And then I thought, well, she is covered up. She's swaddled. She can't get out of the swaddle. She likes to be nice and tight when she's asleep, and that makes her sleep longer. So whenever I went back, I was checking on her like every 10-15 minutes because, you know, I'm paranoid. And so I went and I was checking on her, and Paige was there with me, and Paige was checking on her too. And then I looked, I just started dying out laughing whenever we did turn the bathroom light on. And I thought, she looks more like a burrito than she does, you know, in a swaddle. But it worked. She was in there. So then when Madison and Kyle came back from the movie, I told Madison, I said, you know, I know she's not swaddled very good, but she's fine, and I'll just have to do it better next time. So Madison went, she was looking at her, and she's like, that looks more like a sack of potatoes than swaddling. But it worked. So that's one thing that I do need to kind of figure out what I'm doing. But everything else, of course, has come back for the most part. Hopefully there's not a glare today. It is raining. Just started raining when I started filming. I have been just exhausted, and I was telling my husband last night that whenever I got home, it was close to dinner time, and I was telling him, I said, you know, I am just exhausted. And if you think of it like this, I said, I am really losing. So it's like Claire has, you know, 1 point, Mimi -5, because she just is wearing me out. And it's not like I'm doing anything. I'm just, you know, rocking her. I am, you know, changing her diaper, giving her a bottle, trying to play with her a little bit to keep her, you know, awake. Not really play with her, but, you know, talk to her and just, you know, get to know her little quirks and things. And I am so tired. And then today, it's like I have just been laying around. I slept in until 8:30, and I went to bed last night at 9:15. 9:15 on a Friday night. That is very unusual for me. And it was a super nice night here. It was not cold. It wasn't windy. We sat outside on our deck for a little while, and then I'm like, I can't keep my eyeballs open. I'm going to have to go to bed. So my husband started laughing. It's like, yeah, it's a good thing that they have, you know, grandparents older, and you don't have kids when you're older, because he said, I don't know if either one of us could do this. And he hasn't done anything. So I definitely agree with him. Went to bed I finally got settled about 9:15, 9:30, and I slept all night. I don't think I actually moved all night long because I was so tired from the week. Because I'm not used to not getting very much sleep, and when I'm over there, I get up whenever I hear the baby. Madison usually gets up too, but I'm like, I'll take care of her. You go and lay back down. And I just have not had much sleep for the week. And so because of that, I guess that's why I'm so tired. And I've been taking vitamins and everything. Of course, it's not going to help if I'm as tired as I have been. Now this weekend, I don't think I'm going to go back over there today or Sunday. I may go over and help them, but I think Madison's going to have to start staying by herself at night, taking care of the baby. I don't know, though. We'll see what ends up, but I have got to get caught up on work. I've got a lot of things going on, and it makes it really hard when I'm trying to help her and then trying to get up the next morning, which that did not work very well on Wednesday. I ended up going into work later, which was fine. Unfortunately, I was not able to do that on Thursday. I had to go in early. I just lost a drill. Some of these drills are popping out a little bit, and they fit perfectly. I'm able to multi-place without any issues, but sometimes they'll just pop out random, and I guess that's understandable too. I do like this new square field, and it's not like it's new now, but this is one of the newer ones that I've done for squares. Hoping you guys can see. It's a little dark, and with it raining too, we're supposed to have rain the rest of the day. Great day to stay at home and diamond paint. I don't plan on getting out. Not unless I just have to. But today is my son-in-law's birthday. So happy birthday to Kyle. And they went to the movie for his birthday, just for something, different and special, and just to get away. And I didn't mind watching the baby at all, because I love watching her. It's so much fun. But they had mentioned, or Madison mentioned yesterday, she said, are you still going to keep her so we can go out to dinner tomorrow, which it would be Saturday? And I said, I don't know. I was thinking that with you wanting me over here tonight, that you weren't going to do anything tomorrow. And I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to come back tomorrow too, but let's just wait and play it by ear, because Kyle said he didn't know if he even wanted to get out. He said he was really tired. That's why they went to the movie yesterday instead of going to the movie today, that he just kind of wanted to stay at home and just lay around and just kind of relax at home and have just a relaxing, nice birthday. So I don't know. I may end up keeping her so they can go. They have a certificate that I gave them, or we gave them, after we had sold our house. Our realtor gave us a certificate to a very poshy Mexican restaurant, and I knew my husband would not care for it at all. So I figured, since he really wouldn't care for it, I would just give the gift certificate away. And I asked him if that was okay, and he said, yeah, go ahead and give it to Madison and to Kyle, so that way they can go and enjoy it, because we knew they would like it. And they have gone once and still had half of the gift certificate left over, and so Madison was thinking that they might do that for his birthday. And so I don't know if he's going to go or not, but since it's his birthday, I don't mind. But I'm hoping that they don't go for very long. And if they do, I'll just take something over there. And when she's asleep, I had my computer over there. I was working, and then I could even take a really small diamond painting, but I don't want to get in the middle of that and then she starts crying. I really don't want to have to take diamond paintings back and forth when I go over there. And then his mom is coming in on the 14th, which is Friday. I am going to be at a work event Friday and Saturday of the week. I did not realize it was coming up this fast. I don't know what I was thinking. I need to do something about this putty. And this putty that I'm using it's called, what is this? It is called Freaking Bats from Patsy Putty. I got this last year, and it's shaped like a bat, which is really cute. But because that the putty is actually black, it is like staining my multi-placer. So I hope that's not going to stain it for good. I hope it's just because it's in there and that it didn't discolor it. I don't think it did, but it smells. I don't know what the ingredient, what the fragrance is. I have no idea the scent, but it smells really good. And I'm using that in my multi, and in my single placer I am using Patty Wax. I really do like Patty Wax. When I first got it, I thought that it was just really hard wax, but now it seems to be working really well with the climate that I'm in. So I'm using that for now. And then this pen is from MTN Inspirations, or MTN Inspirations. I was using this for another diamond painting, and this fits so well in my hand that I decided I'm just going to use this one today. It was on my table, so that's what I decided to use. Let's see, what else happened? Oh, we did have a scare with Paige on Friday. We had planned that I had to take her to the doctor for her thyroid check, and we knew that she had to get some blood work done. Well, she's had blood work done many, many times without any problems whatsoever. She just has it done, she's a champ, and then she's fine. Well, we had decided that she had her appointment early Friday morning. I was going to take her to the doctor, and then after that I was going to go get her some breakfast and then take her to work. And then her dad was going to pick her up from work so I could go and take care of Claire. Well, I took her to the doctor. We had to wait a little bit, and then we finally got back into the lab. She was extremely nervous this time for lab work, and she's usually not like she was. I don't know why that she had gotten so nervous, but she kind of worked herself up a little bit, I think. So they did it on her left hand, and then that usually is her best hand, and they were having a problem trying to get the draw. So anyway, they changed hands and did it, and it was just one vial, so it's not like it was a lot, to be honest. It just wasn't that much. Usually she even has more than that. And she got up, and so the lab technician asked her if she was okay, and she said, yeah, I'm fine. And so I asked her, I said, are you okay? And she said, yeah, everything is good, I'm fine, I'm ready to go pay, let's get out. So I said, okay, fine. So we were leaving, I have to remember that since it's at 8. We were leaving, and I was up there paying, and she said, I'm feeling a little woozy. And I said, okay. I said, there's a chair, let's go over there and sit down really quick. So I took her over, I was taking her over to the chair, and before we even really moved away from checking out, she just fell right in the floor. I tried to catch her, and I couldn't. She weighs quite a bit more than I do. Not that that really matters, but I didn't realize that she was going to fall. She did not faint or anything. She didn't hit her head, thank goodness. But there was a lady, I'm going to move this over because I finished the section. There was a lady that was working, and she was over on a computer, and she was right off of where we were. And she ran over when she saw that Paige fell. She ran over and she said, is she okay? And I said, I don't know. I hope so. I think so. And I said, she didn't pass out. She seems to be okay, but she was on the floor. I couldn't get her up by myself. And so they were helping her get up. It was so bad that even her shoe fell off. So that's never happened before. She has never had any problems like that ever. And so I was really concerned, and she was trying to get up off the floor, and I said, do not get up, just lay here. I'm getting some more 310s. I said, just lay here and just sit here on the floor for just a minute. I want you to to just sit here and relax. There's something on my canvas. I want you to sit here and relax, and then I'm gonna try to help you. We're gonna get you off the floor. And so at that point, the lady that was checking me out comes around. She's like, "Is she okay?" And everybody was concerned. And we had been going there for a long time, so a lot of people, knew us. Well, then they got the nurse. The nurse comes out, was looking at her. The technician went and got her a ice pack, and she said, you can feel the heat just pouring off of her. And so she gave her an ice pack, told her to she was putting it on her neck, trying to cool her off, and she was just looking really clammy. She was extremely pale, extremely white, had lost all of her color. And then our doctor comes running over, and she's like, "Paige, what happened? Are you okay?" So somebody must have went and told the doctor. And so Paige said, "I'm so sorry." And Paige was kind of embarrassed. And I said, you have nothing to be sorry for. And there's no reason to be embarrassed. It happens. And you didn't mean to, fall. And I asked her if she was, still feeling woozy. And she said no. And the doctor said, did she hit her head? Is she hurting? And I said, well, she's holding her knee. And Paige said, my knee is bothering me. So she was holding the other knee, her left knee. And so my doctor looked at it, and she said, does this hurt? And Paige said, a little. And so my doctor said, well, you may have sprained your knee when you fell. And so she was asking me, did she hit both knees on the carpet? How did she fall? And I said, well, she fell on her knees. She didn't fall on her bottom. She didn't fall on her head. She fell on her knees. So then Paige was saying that her knee was really bothering her. She was pointing to the other knee, not even the knee that she initially said was hurting. And so my doctor looked at it, and she said, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have a script for an x-ray, so that way if it starts hurting her later in the day or in the night, even on the weekends, you can take this and go to the hospital. And she said, just go straight to x-ray. You don't have to go into the ER. That will save you a lot of time and a lot of hassle. So I appreciated that. And we got that, and then I had about 2 people that came over, and they were helping her up, which I thought was really nice. And so she sat in a chair for a little bit. And so the technician that did the lab work, she said, I'm going to put this in your file. She said, next time we're going to lay you down on the chair. The chair lays back, and we'll just do that, and then you'll wait 5 to 10 minutes before you get up. She said, you're going to have to start doing that now. And I was surprised that happened, because she's never had that problem before. So I called Madison, and I said, don't worry about your dad picking her up. That's a bad drill there. What did I do? Oh, here it is. If you guys can see, this is like a resin piece, or a filament, I guess. That is it's just filaments that's on there. I don't know if you guys can see that, because it's very dark. But anyway, she is fine. She seemed to be more tired than usual, and after that happened, that Madison said, I bet that she had gotten up too fast, and that's what happened, because she likes to just jump up, get ready to go. And I said, that could have happened. I have no idea. I guess I wasn't paying attention. I don't know, what it was, but they did tell Paige, because Paige kept saying, I'm sorry, I can't believe this happened, I'm so embarrassed. And so several people at the doctor's office said, we have this happen all the time. This is something that's not uncommon. She said, people even sometimes pass out. And she said, a lot of times grown men, these men that come in, and, we have some bodybuilders, and a lot of times they will completely pass out in the floor. And that's why we have these chairs close by. And they said, so you have nothing to worry about. So she doesn't have to have blood work again for another 6 months, unless her blood work comes back really bad for her thyroid. We're going to have to wait and see on that one. If it doesn't, then she will have to go back in 6 months. And then when that happens, I'm going to be really nervous, because I'm going to wonder if this is going to happen again. but I'm going to be better prepared for it. I say that, and I don't know how you can really prepare for something like this, but it was rather scary because she never, that never happens to her, and she just said, I'm feeling a little, and then she plopped down and she's like, woozy. And so I wasn't sure if she really was feeling woozy or if I just didn't know. And then when she actually just crashed pretty much, then I thought, well, at least she was trying to tell me, because a lot of times Paige cannot say how she's feeling. And a lot of times she will just say she's fine when she's not. So that was that. And let's see, what else? We don't plan on doing anything for the rest of the weekend, although this is Saturday afternoon. I haven't done anything today, to be honest. I got up this morning and I thought, well, I'm going to get up. I had all these wonderful plans. I'm going to do this and this and this, and I want to do some things around the house. Didn't happen. So hopefully I can get some things done this afternoon. Now, last week, I did spend quite a bit of time, once again, in my craft room, and I'm trying to get it to where I only have things in there that I am using quite often. There's some things that I haven't used in a very long time that I did want to keep in case I were to get back into possibly scrapbooking or journaling. And then I just decided last week, I'm like, I'm not going to get into this anymore. So I did go ahead and give some things away. I was able to also inventory in some of my diamond paintings. I do have quite a bit of diamond paintings that are older. And for those of you that follow Lizette Crafts and Tales, she had a video on last week, and I am going to be doing this challenge that she is starting for January. And she said anybody that wants to follow her, they certainly can. And I am going to do it. And it's a very simple challenge, but it's to determine how many older canvases that you have. And older would be subjective to whatever you want it to be, basically. I have a lot of older diamond paintings that came from 2022, 23, and I have several from 24. I'm not really going to count 24 as older, but anything prior to last year, I'm going to count as older in my stash. Now, with Diamond Art Club, they did change their boxes, and so that does make it a little bit easier to determine on Diamond Art Club what's new and what's not. I can't remember when they changed their boxes. I'm thinking that it was in 2024, but that I am going to use that as a reference with Diamond Art Club. I need to go through and count, and I think the majority of mine with Diamond Art Club will be older. And then the other ones that I have from other companies, like Dreamer Designs or Jaded Gem Shop, places like that, even Orloa, I can go in and look at my history, because I didn't buy nearly as much from those companies, and I can easily see the date. I'm going to put that on my spreadsheet so I'll know the date that I purchased, but I'm going to include that as part of my goals next year to slash some of that, whether that is to destash, to actually give them away, or to finish some of those. So I will have that on my goals whenever I do that video in December, to let everybody know my goals for next year. I'm trying to be more intentional on my goals than I was for this year, because this year I think that I was just too aggressive, or some of the goals I got bored with. I didn't think how I would be bored with doing a mini diamond painting canvas set a month. Well, by July, I was kind of over it. And I didn't want to do a mini every month, although I love doing minis, and I need to do some of those because where I'm keeping those, that's starting to get full. But I really don't want to commit to one a month. That is a little much. So let me know if you guys are planning on doing any goals for next year. And I do goals just to have something to aim for. But if I don't get all my goals done, then I don't fret about it. I don't change my goals. It's like I made the goal for a purpose, and I'm not going to change my goals so that I can meet my goal. So I'm not doing it that way. I'm going to take this off now because I have finished on this bottle here. That was overflow, and so I'm able to put this one up. That way I don't have to worry about that one anymore. This section here that I'm working on is going to be quite a bit of dark colors. All of it has been. And I was looking on here, I do have some ABs that I have to put down. And I did use my lily pad from Tracy's. And I just had unboxed that with you guys, or showed you guys what I had purchased last week. And I do like the lily pad. I will say that is one of the best purchases that I have made for this entire year. So I would like to get a couple more just because I can have a variety. I don't need a bunch of them, but I don't want to use Halloween all year either. But if you're not familiar with the lily pad, and I'll put that information underneath the her information underneath the description, it is used to help with the placement of ABs, because sometimes with ABs, the wax or the putty that you might use, or even glue dots, might stick to the AB. It's going to pull the coating off of your special drills, or it could. And sometimes it's just really hard to place ABs. Well, the lily pad comes with a mini pad in it, hence lily pad, and you wet the lily pad, and then you can just put your multi-placer or your single placer in the lily pad and just barely wet it, just damp it. And then once you do, and you pick up the drills, it works like a charm. It does, the water does not mess with it helps with the coating on the drills so you don't lose the coating. They're easy to pick up using this water technique. And yeah, could I have like a little bowl and just, dip my pin in it whenever I'm ready to do the special drills? Yeah, I could, but this is a lot easier because it's smaller. I don't have to have a small bowl next to me, and it's fun. And they're not very expensive. I think it was less than like $10. It may have been around even $5. So not bad. The only thing is that if you only get one lily pad and then you have to pay for shipping, the shipping can be, more than lily pad, which is why I bought 2 of them. Girl math. And speaking of purchasing, today is the day that, or for me, that Diamond Art Club came out with 40 new Christmas releases, or holiday releases, I should say. And I didn't buy any of them. How did you guys do? I'm actually proud of myself. There were a couple that, yeah, I did like them. And there was one that I actually put in my cart, and then I was looking around to see if there's anything else that I wanted, or then I thought, do I really, really want this canvas? Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I would like to work on it, but I'm not going to work on it until next Christmas, at least. And do I really need this? Would I be upset if I don't have this in my stash waiting on me for next year? And the answer quickly was no. that, yeah, I'll do it. If I have this, I will make sure that I do it next year for Christmas or possibly the holiday in July. I like to do a Christmas canvas in July. And would I be upset if I didn't have it? And you know, the answer was no. And if it stays, then it's in my wish list. And then if I decide that I want to go ahead and get it, then I will. But I'm just going to look at it for a little while. And yeah, it may go out. It may go ahead and they may run out of stock on it. And if they do, it's like, okay, so what? If they run out of stock, they'll either get it back in and I will consider it then. Or if it doesn't come back in stock, I will find something else. So I was really proud of myself that I didn't buy anything. And even, especially when they had the actual coupon that you could use to save 20%. Now, I don't know if that 20% is for other diamond paintings as well, or if it's just for the new Christmas holiday release. But I have spent quite a bit in October because there were some canvases that were restocked. And then after I started looking at my stash and thinking, I have got to get this stash down. This is just ridiculous to have this much in my stash. And, you know, if you have a lot in your stash, it is great if you like that. And I do like having a variety, but I don't need so many that some of them even are similar to each other. I don't need that. And I'm going to run out of space if I'm not careful. And I'm not going to have more shelving built in my garage for my diamond paintings that I haven't opened. So I am excited about that. And then also I decided that don't buy anything now, because if you like something, you know, Black Friday is coming up very, very quickly, and more than likely I'll want to get a couple of diamond paintings from Black Friday. And if I do, that's good. If I don't, that's fine too. I do usually find one or two on Black Friday, and it's not just Diamond Art Club. There's a lot of the other companies that do have their best sales during that time. So I thought perhaps I'll get maybe a couple of diamond paintings to add to my stash that are newer. Maybe one or two from Diamond Art Club, maybe a couple from other companies. I haven't purchased from Jaded Gem Shop in a while. I would like to look and see what they have, and then also see what kind of a deal that Jade's going to offer. And then I bought my first diamond painting from a new to me shop that I want to try out, but that's not going to be until next year. I was really surprised that I did not buy any Christmas diamond paintings, because I love Christmas. I love the winter diamond paintings, and I don't know why, because I don't like winter, but I really do like some of the winter ones, you know, with the snow background. And I kept looking, and I don't know, I didn't get anything. And I'm not disappointed that I didn't get anything. I actually saved some money, so that's a good thing. And with Christmas coming up too, I don't want to spend all of my money on diamond paintings when I need to get other things, you know, gifts for different people and different things. And I am going to be doing a year-long diamond painting next year. A couple of them actually, and I have to purchase supplies for that, and that's going to be probably a little expensive, because I am going to do a cross-stitch conversion. I haven't done one in a while, and I'm going to be doing one next year. I need to look and see what drills that I have from Evermoment that I had purchased for my last fiasco of a diamond painting conversion. That one I ended up not doing. I stopped after several months of working on it just because it was so pixelated. You couldn't tell what anything was. And I thought, why waste the time on this? I can use these drills again. Hopefully the drills that I need for my new project, I will have quite a bit that I have put up from Ever Moment. My look, none of them will be the same. I need to check on that too. So I am starting to finalize my plans for next year. I want some things to be different. I'm going to change out how I'm doing some of my videos and see how that goes. And then change out how I am doing some of my unboxings and things. And then some projects. I really like to focus more on projects than anything. And I think next year will be the year of the project. I am definitely a planner. If I plan, it seems to happen more so. If I don't plan, it may not ever happen. So I do try to plan. I haven't really planned very well over the past few years with diamond painting just because I just been doing what I wanted to. And I'm still going to do that, but then there's some things that I want to get started on. And I want to continue working on my Beast project. I'm trying to do a section or two a week on that one. Sections are kind of large the way that I have them. And then every quarter I'm going to show you the progress on that one. I don't want to get that one out every month to show you guys progress when it's not really a lot of progress, because only doing 1 or 2 sections a week doesn't make for very good progress trying to show it every month. And I have to have a place to lay that out because it is 16 feet. It's a big one. It has been fun to work on, but would I ever buy another one? I doubt it. I highly doubt I'll ever buy another really large canvas like this because it's a challenge. It's a fun challenge, but it is hard for me to find a place to work on it, to be able to put it on my table and not for it to fall off. Find a place to put all the drills that I have to replenish. I've got those in a box behind my table. But it has been fun, I will say. I've gotten quite a bit done talking to you guys today, so I appreciate you taking time out of your day to diamond paint with me or just to listen. And this is looking really good. I am really pleased with this painting. I love the colors. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, if anything, whenever I'm done. I may just put it in my portfolio, but we'll see. I can always figure something out whenever I finish it. But at least it will be a finish. Hopefully you'll see this again in my November review. This is where I'll give a full review on all the diamond paintings that I do finish. Instead of doing a review for each one of my diamond paintings, I'm going to start doing those during my month-end review. So for this upcoming week, as I mentioned, I am going to be going out of town on Friday. So I'm going to have a WIP and chat ready to go out on Saturday before I go. If not, I might do what I did before when I went out of town for work, where I did a vlog in my hotel room. That was for a longer period of time. This is just going to be for one night. I might do that, or I might even add that to my next WIP and chat for the following Saturday, just for a tripod that I can take with me, and I can use that for my diamond paintings. So I might go ahead and do that. You guys seem to really like that series that I did when I was out of town, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that. So on Tuesday, I think I'm going to have an unboxing of my Advent and get that prepared for December. I want to be ready to go by December the 1st and have that one ready to start. I do not have my release papers in yet for that one, where I'm going to cover the entire section or the entire canvas, and then I will have a section a day, and hopefully that will come in for my release papers. If not, then I'll just do that at the end of the month, so that's no big deal. But I do have a couple that I'm definitely going to work on in December, and then we'll just play it by ear if I decide to add another one to my rotation. Oh, and by the way, Sunflower Rebellion, yeah, I did kit it up, and I thought, okay, I'm going to kit it up. I did that, then I'll be happy. No, I kitted it up, and then I did 2 sections. So I have a WIP on that one. I will show you that on my mid-month WIP parade, and that will go out the following Tuesday. So you'll see that. And if you like this video, please click on the like button. Also, if you're not a subscriber, I would absolutely love to have you here. Take care, and until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.